So, back in 2006 era, summer, I said to myself, I'm like, it'd be kind of cool to own some movies. And I started collecting because my dad owns thrift stores and I was able to get them for free. And then I came to Snow College. The guy's like, hey, do you have any stuff I can watch? I'm like, sorry, I don't really have much. And that's partly the inspiration for, like, when I go back to Snow College, I hope to have a couple of things so I can help those who live in my dorm building to have something to watch. From here we've got animated films. From here we've got anime films. From here we've got foreign cult films, which is a huge thing of mine. Films have been nominated for Best Picture, or won Best Picture. Steampunk, even though I threw in some diesel punk, that's sort of a subgenre I'm really into. Movie film series, and then just random ones. And then up here we've got Disney. My rule is that whichever format a film was originally released on, that's the format I have to get it on, because, I don't know, it just kind of cheapens it. Like, you know, if you watch Star Wars on Blu-ray, it just, the original Star Wars, it just looks kind of weird. But if you watch it in its original early VHS copy, it's just more subtly embracing. It just really brings you into the world more. I don't know. That's just me. I've got Blu-ray right here. These two, which happen to be one of my favorite movies, older movies. I have these on many, many formats. VHS as well, right there. Also on DVD. But back home, I also have it on Laserdisc. You could also get a movie on this, which looks like a record, but it's actually just a giant DVD. I especially like the older Laserdiscs, which were called DiscoVision. It will hold 60 minutes worth of video on each side. So if you have a movie that's like over 2 hours long, you're going to be expecting at least 2 discs. These were to compete against Laserdiscs because they were cheaper, both in production and in quality. These are actually read like an old-fashioned turntable with a stylus. You know, you put down. This, by the way, is the very first film released on this format in North America. Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. You know, Liquid Sky, for those in the know of like an underground midnight movement series. I'd pay like $18 for this because this still has not been released on DVD. Night of the Living Dead. This is a very, very old copy, by the way. The way how you can tell is from these, it says Media, which was a VHS distribution company from the early 80s. Here's another one, Reefer Madness, where it'd just be written in the corner like this. This particular videotape was made in 1978. One of the very first videotapes ever to be made. Betamax also competed against another cult film, Phantasm, competed against VHS. They're the same movie, you know, the same exact features, you know, with, you know, previews and stuff like that. But the thing about Betamax players, tapes, is that because they were smaller and the way how the player actually worked, the video quality was a lot better. But because very few companies actually distributed the players, they were always more expensive, and that's why they eventually died out. Clockwork Orange, a classic from '71, but even though it comes in a giant case like this, it's still a beta tape. This tape actually came out in 1979, so I guess the older they were, they came out in these giant, huge cases. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, you know, they look like the exact same thing, but this is the VHS copy from 1983, and then this is Betamax copy. They would simply put them in cases the same sizes as VHS just to make sure that your collection looks nice or whatever. I've recently come across a new format. It's called Video 8. You actually put it in a Video 8 or an 8mm camera and hook it up to your TV, and that's how you watch it. I collect all sorts of different formats. I'm not picky for any single one of them. And like I said, if the movie was originally released on the format, that's the format I want to get it on. Back in 2006, when the DVDs were at their heyday, VHS had just been discontinued. There's the 2003 film Hero. This is an actual copy from China. It's a Hungarian film called Mexfego. I actually bought this from Hungary, and so I'm like one of the few people who actually know what the premise of the sequel. I just like collecting foreign films. This is a 1944 German film called Die Vordersangenbibel. People literally watch this film and like bring props and stuff like that. Like there's one scene where an alarm clock goes off, so people are like, I got my alarm clock! Basically, it's just two contemporary boys who go to relive like classic literary tales. Like at one point, here they are hanging with Phileas Fogg from Around the World in 80 Days. Paid less than $2 for this thing, including shipping. Shipped all the way from Poland, so hey, why not? This is a film I just loved as a kid so much, and I bought it on DVD because it's been so long since I've seen it. Adventures of Scamper the Penguin. I'm actually in the process right now of getting the original Russian or Japanese copy of it. There's a lot of foreigners who won't sell stuff to Americans, get responses, and they're just like, you talk funny or something like that, and therefore they won't sell to me. Bunch of jerks. I've also acquired a collection of TV shows as well. There's actually quite a few of them I've actually developed a taste for example, Futurama or Simpsons. Animaniacs. This used to be on TV when I was a kid. Not only because it's an anime and it's popular, but also because I grew up with it. A couple of these anime I actually bought from Japan because they never released them here in America. For example, Cardcaptor Sakura, Thundercats, and He-Man, and Transformers, and G.I. Joe, which have all been redone lately. But frankly, I don't care for those. I also have the first season of My Little Pony. The original My Little Pony. Not that stupid chic one that they have Chippendales and DuckTales, because although it's funny, I didn't actually grow up with these shows, but a couple years ago I was really nostalgic for them, which doesn't make any sense because I didn't watch them. Well, this isn't actually a cult series. It hasn't really acquired a cult following, but it is Adult Swim, and it's a show I actually really like. And then there's Robot Chicken. My whole collection is based around what does and what does not have a cult following. The Brady Bunch and the Jeff Foxworthy Show. Just because I just like older TV series. Because I'm such a huge fan of The Office, I actually bought from this guy in Germany their version of The Office. I just love this show. It's very similar to the original English version, but what can I say? I just love the whole concept of the series, and so that's why I bought it. They had this on sale for $10 at Target, which is weird, but I definitely had to grab it. It's kind of funny. The main reason why I got into this show is because this actress here, Conchita Campbell, she's in one of my favorite comedies, Scary Movie 4, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and The Weird Al Show. Twilight Zone obviously has a huge cult following, as does the CBS show from the 80s, Beauty and the Beast. Which came out before the Disney film, and it's funny, I tell people about this show all the time, like, I never heard of that, is it like the cartoon? Like, no, it's not like the cartoon at all. You got Sarah Connor from Terminator joining forces with Hellboy. Like, I've got the entire series of Monty Python's Flying Circus. So ranging from 100 to 150, I got that whole thing for $12. Although I don't exactly condone this, there are some idiot salespeople there on the internet. This person was an idiot, because, like I said, I got it for $4.50. I hate to take advantage of it, but I really wanted the show, and I'm not exactly the wealthiest person in the world. Another classic from the UK. To be honest, I've only seen like a couple episodes, and I've had this set for a couple years. And then, of course, there's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I've seen it, the entire series, at least a couple times, so huge fan. I didn't bring my entire collection. I just only brought what I knew would cater to the college kids. God, if I had all my TV series here, they would not even fit, even if I stacked them all on top of each other. Okay, all these right here are the Blu-rays, but actually here are the 3D Blu-rays. Here's Tron, and it's actually kind of funny with this because I actually have the original Tron on Betamax. The very first movie ever released on 3D Blu-ray that the public could buy. I mean, before then you had to like special order them. They want like $35 for these brand new, but the first week that a film comes out, especially at Walmart and Best Buy, they usually have it for a lot less. The reason why I collect movies in the original format is, one, they add to the challenge of collecting. For example, my brother recently acquired Goodfellas on Blu-ray. He's like, hey, I've got Goodfellas on Blu-ray. I'm like, yeah, I've got it on Laserdisc. And he's like, well, who cares if you got it on Laserdisc? No one's going to care. I'm like, yeah, well, in 10 years from now, which of the two will a person care more about? The fact you have it on Blu-ray, even though there's a newer format out now, or the fact that I have it on the original Laserdisc copy? You know, it's just given its original format adds to, like, I guess the value of it. When I say a cult film or a cult TV series, a lot of people think they know what that means, but to just sort of give you a definition, cult following usually means is that it was less popular, underground, and has gained a subsequent fandom over the years. That's it.
Thank you, Drake.
No problemo. Yeah, because it always bugs me. It's like, oh, it's such a cool cult film. Like, you're an idiot. You don't know what a cult film is.